Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey to some of the most terrifying places in the world. These are not your typical haunted houses or spooky graveyards. These are places where history, nature, and the supernatural have created a chilling atmosphere that will make your skin crawl. Are you ready to explore the top 10 scariest places on the planet? Let's go. Number 10. The Catacombs of Paris, France. Beneath the streets of Paris lies a vast network of tunnels and chambers filled with human bones. The catacombs were created in the 18th century to solve the problem of overcrowded cemeteries. Millions of corpses were exhumed and transferred to the underground ossuary, where they were arranged in macabre displays. Some of the bones are even shaped into crosses, hearts, and other symbols. Visitors can walk through a small section of the catacombs, but be warned, it's easy to get lost in the dark and damp labyrinth. And who knows what spirits might be lurking among the skulls and femurs. Number 9. The Island of the Dolls, Mexico. Imagine an island covered with hundreds of dolls hanging from trees, fences, and buildings. Now imagine that these dolls are dirty, mutilated, and missing body parts. That's what you'll find on the Island of the Dolls, located in a canal near Mexico City. The island was once inhabited by a man named Don Julian Santana, who claimed that he found the body of a drowned girl on the island. He started collecting dolls and hanging them around the island as a tribute to her spirit. He also believed that the dolls were possessed by other souls who died in the canal. Some visitors have reported hearing whispers, giggles, and cries from the dolls. Others have seen them move their eyes or limbs. Don Julian died in 2001, but his creepy legacy lives on. Number 8. The Darvaza Crater, Turkmenistan. In the middle of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, there is a huge hole that has been burning for almost 50 years. The Darvaza Crater, also known as the Door to Hell, is a natural gas field that was accidentally ignited by Soviet engineers in 1971. They hoped that the fire would burn out in a few days, but it has been blazing ever since. The crater is about 70 meters wide and 20 meters deep, and emits a bright orange glow that can be seen from miles away. The heat is so intense that you can feel it from several meters away. The smell of sulfur is also overpowering. No one knows how long the crater will keep burning, but some locals believe that it is a gateway to the underworld. Number 7. The Sedlec Ossuary, Czech Republic. If you thought that the catacombs of Paris were creepy, wait until you see the Sedlec Ossuary in Kutna-Hora, Czech Republic. This small chapel is decorated with more than 40,000 human bones from the 15th and 16th centuries. The bones were originally buried in a cemetery outside the chapel, but were dug up and moved inside due to lack of space. In the 19th century, a woodcarver named František Rent was hired to arrange the bones into artistic designs. He created a bone chandelier that contains every bone in the human body, a coat of arms made of skulls and ribs, and 4 enormous pyramids of bones in each corner of the chapel. The result is a stunning but eerie sight that will leave you speechless. Number 6. The Aokigahara Forest, Japan. The Aokigahara Forest is a dense woodland at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. It is also known as the Suicide Forest because it is one of the most popular places for people to end their lives in Japan. Since the 1950s, more than 1,000 people have committed suicide in this forest, mostly by hanging or drug overdose. The forest is so thick that it blocks out most of the sunlight and sound, creating a sense of isolation and despair. It is also full of twisted roots, rocky caves, and abandoned belongings of the deceased. Some people believe that the forest is haunted by Eerie, or restless ghosts who died violently or with unfinished business. Others say that there is a magnetic anomaly in the forest that interferes with compasses and GPS devices, making it easy to get lost or disoriented. Either way, this forest is not a place for a leisurely stroll. Number 5. The Poveglia Island, Italy. Poveglia Island is a small island in the Venetian lagoon that has a dark and bloody history. In the 14th century, the island was used as a quarantine station for people who were infected with the bubonic plague. Thousands of people died on the island, and their bodies were burned in mass graves or thrown into the water. In the 19th century, the island was turned into a mental asylum, where patients were subjected to brutal experiments and torture by a sadistic doctor. He eventually went mad and threw himself from the bell tower, which still stands today. The island was abandoned in 1968 and is now off limits to visitors. However, some brave souls have ventured to the island and reported hearing screams, moans, and whispers from the spirits of the past. Number 4. The Chernobyl Amusement Park, Ukraine. The Chernobyl Amusement Park was supposed to be a fun place for families to enjoy rides, games, and attractions. It was located in the city of Pripyat, near the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. However, the park never opened to the public because on April 26, 1986, the power plant suffered a catastrophic meltdown that released radioactive material into the atmosphere. The city was evacuated, and the park was left to decay. Today, the park is a ghostly reminder of the disaster that changed the lives of millions of people. The Ferris wheel, bumper cars, and merry-go-round are still there, but they are rusted and covered with dust. The radiation levels are still high, and visitors need special permission and protective gear to enter the area. Some say that the park is haunted by the ghosts of the children who never got to enjoy it. Number 3. The Ganjiam Psychiatric Hospital, South Korea. The Ganjiam Psychiatric Hospital was once a place where mentally ill patients were treated with care and compassion. Or so they thought. According to rumors, the hospital was actually a hellhole where patients were abused, neglected, and experimented on by the staff. Some patients died from malnutrition, disease, or suicide. Others went insane from the horrors they witnessed or endured. The hospital was closed down in 1996 after a series of mysterious deaths that were never explained. The building is now abandoned and dilapidated, but some say that it is still inhabited by the restless souls of the former patients and staff. Paranormal investigators have reported hearing screams, footsteps, and voices from inside the hospital. Some have even seen apparitions of bloody faces or figures in white gowns. The hospital is considered one of the most haunted places in Asia and has been featured in several movies and documentaries. Number 2. The Bell Witch Cave, Tennessee. The Bell Witch Cave is a natural cave that is located near the former home of John Bell, a farmer who lived in Tennessee in the early 1800s. John Bell and his family were tormented by a malevolent entity that called itself the Bell Witch. The witch would make loud noises, move objects around, scratch and pinch the family members, and speak in different voices. The witch also claimed to have killed John Bell by poisoning him in 1820. The witch's motives and identity are unknown, but some believe that she was a vengeful neighbor or a Native American spirit. The cave is said to be one of her favorite places to haunt, and visitors have reported feeling cold spots, seeing strange lights, and hearing voices or laughter from inside the cave. Some have even been attacked or possessed by the witch. The cave is open for tours, but be careful. You might not come out the same way you went in. And finally, number 1. The Tulsling Genocide Museum, Cambodia. The Tulsling Genocide Museum is a former high school that was converted into a prison and torture center by the Khmer Rouge regime in Cambodia in the 1970s. More than 20,000 people were imprisoned and executed here during the Cambodian genocide. The prisoners were subjected to horrific methods of interrogation and torture, such as electric shocks, waterboarding, nail pulling, and mutilation. Many of them died from their injuries or infections, while others were taken to nearby killing fields and shot or bludgeoned to death. The museum displays some of the evidence of these atrocities, such as photographs of the victims, bloodstains on the walls and floors, instruments of torture, and skulls and bones of the dead. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. And if you have any suggestions or requests for future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring.